Hello! So in this video I'll be going over a pirate battle minigame that I myself made for a couple of my friends to play, and going over how it works and showing you around. And hopefully you can also learn how to make it for yourself. So the game itself is pretty simple. When you hit that lever, two ships will spawn in that pool, and with cannons that you can fire back and forth in attempts to destroy the enemy ship. Now, the ultimate objective is to try to get your opponents to all fall in the water. The water will damage you, and you will continue to damage you unless you get out of it. But if you can't escape within a few moments, you will drown and die. Now, once all members of one team have drowned, that is when the game is over and the last team standing will win. There's also another feature of this minigame where you can repair your ships, and a random 10% will be repaired. Let's check it out. So to begin the game, all you need to do is flip that lever, and the two ships will spawn in, and its pressure plates will also spawn, allowing you to select a team. Now all you need to do is to select your team is just walk right in, and it will spawn you onto the ship with a few items like golden apples, some buttons called for extra fuses. These are for if the buttons on your cannons are destroyed, you can replace them very quickly and continue firing, as well as some ladders to get around the ship when it gets broken. So the gameplay is simple as well. All you really need to do is press the button on the dispenser cannon, and it will shoot out a fireball into the enemy ship that will destroy a portion of their ship. You can do this as many times as you want. There are two cannon above deck, and then if you go down here, there are four main cannon below deck, as well as two backups if these front ones get destroyed. This is the below deck area. Here's the cabin with the repair structure block. And the rest of the ship looks like this, as well as a deck up here with some handheld cannonballs in the chest. Now, these handheld cannonballs are for areas of the ship that aren't immediately lined up with the cannon on yours, such as the sails. You can aim and use these and just throw them like normal to summon another fireball to destroy the ship. Now, if your own ship, because obviously in a real game there will be fireballs and cannons balls being shot back at you. When your own ship gets destroyed like so, you can then, there you go, you can see how the water will damage you. You can come back to the cabin, to the repair box, and what this does is it, as I previously mentioned, will repair a random 10% of your ship. Now, something that is important to note is that it is not a random 10% of what is destroyed, so like this very destroyed area over here, but rather a 10% of all the blocks located within your ship. And so what this means is that as more and more blocks are filled in, and the more the ship is repaired, the more difficult it will be to continue those repairs. So all you do is just hit the button, and as you can see, after a few hits, some of the blocks have been refilled. You can even see it out of the corner of your eye on the screen. But if you continue hitting this button, you can hit it as many times as you want. It will continue to fill in blocks within the ship and repair it until it is complete. So as you can see, after being a ginormous hole in the hull of the ship, it is now mostly repaired with just a few blocks still missing. And those blocks will be more difficult to patch up as the fewer of them there are, because of that random 10% of the entire ship as opposed to the sections which are destroyed. So yeah, that is the basics of the gameplay. If your ship is destroyed enough, you will occasionally fall into the water, and it will damage you like you saw earlier until you drowned. And once you drown, you'll be spawned in the spectator box above, and you can watch your friends as they continue to mercilessly kill each other. Once the game is over, you can come back using this button to the spawn and just hit that lever once, and it will remove everything and teleport all players back to the spawn. So that is how you play and what the game will look like when you play it for yourself. And now we can get on to how it will, or how I made this and how everything works. So the primary feature of the map is the cannons. And so how the cannons work is that if I flip this lever right here, and come back here, it is very simple. As you may have guessed, it is just a simple dispenser filled with snowballs on this side, and on this side filled with eggs. And all that's really happening is an egg or a snowball is being fired out of the dispenser like it would normally. However, using the command block, so here's for the egg, and the /execute command, you can execute the command as the egg, so you can choose which entity will effectively run the command, and the eggs will summon a fireball in front of them with motion moving forward. And the reason that there are both eggs and snowballs is so that the eggs will summon a fireball moving in this direction, and the snowballs on that ship will fire a fireball shooting that direction. Now that may seem a bit odd to have two different types of projectiles as the cannonballs. However, that is by far the simplest way to do it. There used to be a method before 1.9 where you could just use a single type of projectile and it would be able to shoot in any direction from a dispenser. However, after 1.9, from what I can tell in my testing, that no longer works. And this is the next best method to be able to do that. It's a bit unfortunate that it can't be all-purpose. However, this solution works just fine. So we have a few more command blocks back here. Now, sometimes when I would play with my friends, we would have to agree to not take snowballs from the dispensers. Now, if you're playing with a bit tricky friends, they might be tempted to go inside the dispenser filled with the snowballs and eggs and take them from the dispenser and just manually fire them from their hand at your ship. It is very annoying and is a bit unfair, to say the least. So what those command blocks are in charge of is each of the eggs and snowballs within the dispensers are named NoThrow. It's a bit of an unoriginal name, but it gets the point across. Now what those command blocks do is it clears the inventory of every single player of snowballs or eggs with the NBT tag, as you can see the tag there. And the tag is that it has a custom name displayed as NoThrow. So I will show off that command right over here. There's one for snowballs and one for eggs. So as you can see, it will clear the inventory of all players of any snowballs with the name NoThrow. And that is very, very useful if your friends are not the most honest of players. A few more command blocks over here. This one will kill anything that is accidentally spawned. For example, because of the eggs being used as projectiles, occasionally there will be a chicken spawned from them. It is a bit obnoxious and sometimes sad to see them immediately destroyed and killed by an incoming cannonball, and sometimes they can interfere with the summoning of the fireballs themselves. So it's a lot easier to just immediately use a command to make sure that they don't persist. And this goes for chickens as well as any items that are dropped from the destruction of the ships themselves, as well as if a dispenser is destroyed, the snowballs and eggs will fall out, and that can cause some lag issues as well. So all items are immediately destroyed. Here are just some game rules being altered that will make the game run a bit more smoothly. And here's the command for making the water be able to do damage to any players. It is again using the execute command. This time it's executing as every single player if the block that they are standing in is water. And so what that will do, if they are, it will run the effect and give them instant damage, and this will continue until they either get out of the water or eventually are killed by it and drown, and that is how they are eliminated from the game. A few more things, just setting the spawn for the players on each ship, as well as at the beginning of the game, the hunger is replenished. Players are all in survival mode, and the team selection is turned on. Team selection is very simple as well. All it does is teleport you to either one of the ships, as well as give you the items, such as the ladders and the extra fuses. Now, when the game is stopped, this redstone block is pulled back by the piston, and we'll activate these command blocks back here, which just mostly undo all of these here. So you can see it will also destroy broken items from the ships. However, it will turn off the mob griefing game rule, remove the ships, and remove the team selection, basically undoing what all of these command blocks do here. And it's a difference that you might want to note is the use of repeating command blocks. Even though they're repeating, they are all set to needing redstone. So the repeating command blocks will continuously run, and these normal command blocks here will only run as soon as you start up the game. Now the last thing to show off is the repair feature. This was very, very interesting to implement, and as far as I can tell, I've not seen it being used anywhere else on YouTube that I could find. But the way it works is using a feature of the structure block right here, the structure integrity and seed, so that this can be set to any value between 0 and 1, and essentially what it does is it tells the structure block the percentage of the structure that you want to fill in. So of course, point 1 is it will load 10% of the blocks in said structure. Now what that structure is exactly is this entire ship itself. So you can see here, if you download this map for yourself, you might need to save the structure again using this, just called light ship, and it starts there and ends in the corner over here. And so that encompasses the entire ship as well as includes the structure block on the inside. So when you hit this button, the structure block on the inside will load the structure of the ship itself, but only 10% of it, therefore filling in any blocks that may have been destroyed during gameplay. So this allows you to rebuild your ship pretty effectively, and it definitely prolongs the game and makes it a lot more interesting and fun. So that is basically it for how the map works. You can download this map in the description of the video, as well as I'll put some of the commands that are essential for this game to work that you can copy and paste. Feel free to use anything you saw in this video for yourself. You can change it, make it your own. I just ask if you use it publicly to please credit me. So that'll be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye!